galactic beings. Welcome to Starseed Alliance International's YouTube channel. We're back. That's Lightstar.
And I'm Stanza Bear, and we're very honored to have you here today with us. And just to recall our last video, what was that about? It was about what is a starseed. So hopefully we were informative enough for you so you can kind of get the gist of things. But now we move beyond that. So now you know what a starseed is, and you find out that you are one. So now what?
Yeah, I mean, you might find yourself going, well, I resonated with those Brad Steiger characteristics of starseed, and what does that really mean for me in relation to other people on the planet? Because there are some differences that starseeds have that are different, and we all feel different sometimes. And we know of some of the senses that we have down here on the planet, right? We know that we use them, they're God-given gifts for us, and they're our intuitive senses. So just some of the ones that we know of, which is clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, which is feeling, and claircognizance, which is the knowing. There's a few others that we know of, which is the sense of taste and the sense of smell, which is additional. They're a little more rare, but they're also prevalent to the ones we know about. Then there's some that we don't know about as prevalent, right?
Well played. The ones we don't know about. So imagine, if you will, this little blue planet that we're on right now, and just how much education that you've had. But then when you come to the realization that education that you've had isn't even reality. Designed so that you can't go higher than who you are. And my point being with that, did you know that there's more senses than just the 5 senses? Remember, you have the etheric body and you have the auric body. And the auric body has its own senses. And the etheric body has its own senses. But you didn't know that.
And we haven't even tapped into near the amount that is out there. I mean, there's ones we know about, them ones that we're tapping into, but there's so much more that we can't even actually access, and we're just starting to access some of them now, but it's like really expansive. And we do know that because you're starseed, you actually have those abilities that we talked about, but you also have additional abilities that go into those spectrums of these other types of gifts. And we want to help you to draw some of those out and to enhance some of those gifts and to learn how to use some of those gifts here on the planet.
And speaking of spectrums, allow me to show you something. This gorgeous picture right here. Okay, ready for the zoom? There's the zoom. See that? Is that not amazing? My beautiful Lightstar created for me on my birthday. Why am I showing you this picture called The Promise? Because she has an incredible ability to be able to tap into colors that the human eye can't even see. And if you've seen any of her artwork, she has colors that coincide with her artwork. Absolutely fantastic, amazing. Never seen anything like that before. So being a starseed, she has allowed herself to move into that starseedness, if you will, and tap into these myriad of different colors. And that's what I'm talking about. You have many more senses than just your little mundane 5 senses.
And we have more abilities than just those few that we mentioned about being intuitive, having that gut level sense, having psychic impressions and things of that nature. We also have the ability to do some of those that we're all working on different levels, things like levitation, teleportation, telekinesis, remote viewing. You know, the list goes on. I mean, the abilities to manipulate water from the sky to, I mean, there's so many of these different things that a lot of starseeds also have a very strong attraction to and a very strong interest in. And we wonder why that is.
Lightstar, did you know that I had a Tibetan master I studied with in Hawaii? And he came to a last event that I did here in Sedona, actually, and he talked about his master and the things that they could do. absolutely amazing. They literally could shift themselves from one place to another, puff of smoke, and appear into another place. Now, how is it that they can do that? Because they have harnessed that part of their body and that knowingness within. But even more so, as I've stated before, why can a bumblebee fly? Aerodynamically, any scientist will tell you that's not possible. This thing shouldn't be able to fly. Do you know why he does? Because he knows he can. You get me? So it's the same thing. If you know you can do it with every ounce of your being, I promise you, you will. But the moment you have a little iota of doubt, your house of cards will crumble, and you're back in little 3Dville, and the little popsicle soup going, God, I wish I could do that. And you don't have to. You're more than you can ever imagine.
And sometimes we look at the skin that we have, our bodysuit, and a lot of us that are starseeds, like, can we take this off? You know, like, does this come off? Because it sure feels like it should just come off and not really, you know, it's a protective. We need this here on the planet Earth, but it does feel like it should just be, you know, discarded like a suit, you know? And also, if you look at your skin and you know, this we see the hands, we can feel the hands, but are they actually here? Is this actually like here, or is this an illusion?
Remember, this is the G-rated show.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
But if this is an illusion, because under a microscope, all you would really see is space. You know, it's actually our own perception of what we see that makes this actually look like it's really there.
Well, you know, we work with crystals all the time. You work with crystals, you know, and you know the power inside of them. Just how incredibly powerful the elements of the crystal is. And even scientists have measured the piezoelectricity, which exists, which makes it valid. But if you were to take your own blood and magnify it 1,000 times, you would see it is crystalline in nature. Mm-hmm. Why? We are crystalline beings. So if you in fact are a crystalline being, do you not think that you can harness that power as well? But of course you can.
Of course. And look at Dr. Emoto's work with
man.
the water. Okay, our body is made up of, what, 90% water? So that water, if you magnify it even closer and actually intentionally put love or, you know, light or something into that and infuse it, it turns into a beautiful crystal.
Absolutely.
That's just gorgeous and unique unto its own as well. No two snowflakes are the same, right? So
absolutely. And when you think about it, one thing that he proved is he had one vial that he put I love you and you're amazing and all these beautiful things in, and then the other vial he wrapped it in words of degradation, hate you, and anger, and all these things. And he discovered that when he magnified the two, the one that was full of love was just
blossom,
beautiful mosaic pattern, but the one that was full of hate and anger was all distorted. Now think about it, your body is 90% water. So if in fact that's true, don't you think every time you look in the mirror and you say you hate yourself and you're angry at yourself or anything like that, that's going to distort as well? Why do you think you have a bad day? Because you got 90% water in you, all really ticked off. Make sense? So that's why it's so important. Even strangers, say I love you. I'm glad you're here on the planet. Thanks for being here. Thanks for contributing your time, your energy, because it's all about energy.
And the starseeds are extremely powerful, really powerful. He always says too is that roar like 10,000 lions.
It's more like
powerful.
Extreme times 10.
Extreme square,
right.
Whatever. But yes, because you're so powerful, you have the ability to shift and change your surroundings. And so, and not only shift and change your own your surroundings, yourself. You have the ability to transform and transmute, and some of you actually in that shape-shifting ability, ability to completely change form. So because of those things, you also have to be very careful about how your energy exudes on the planet here, how it affects others, because that will come down, you know, that really does affect it's like that pebble that you throw into a pond and it's all nice and clean and clear, but until you throw the pebble into it and then the ripples go out. You guys are the ones that send those ripples out, and you're the ones that are healing, and you're the ones that are doing the work with other people. Most starseeds end up doing some kind of healing work or transformational work. So you have to be careful on how you use your energy.
And you know, I just want to give a props out to one of my ground crew out there in the UK, Lira. Sis, love you, hope you're doing great. Just want to let you know one of the things she does, and myself and my brother Ryan, that is grid working. And there are many of you that do that. Now, what exactly is that? The energy that you hold within you. Your star family sends that light down through your body. And as you walk across the earth, you align, awaken, and reconnect. It's simple as that. You have more power in you than you can even imagine. Never let anyone take that power away, because you're much too powerful for that. Now, you say to yourself, okay, so how do I tap into that? Well, it's not as hard as you might think. It's about raising your vibration. And the more you raise your vibration, the more of these things awaken to you.
And to mention that being receptive to those energies is vital. If you are not open and receptive to receiving that, then it won't come in, quite simply.
And believe.
You really do have to actually believe that it's there and allow yourself to open up to receiving. No, I think that most people here on the planet have a problem receiving. It's something that we either learn when we're young, not, either having a fear of receiving, we're not worthy of it, or, whatever that issue may be. It's very prevalent here on the planet. So some of us just don't feel like we're good enough as is. And we have to shift that. We have to change that. Because it's vital for you in your starseed gifts to be able to have the receptivity and to be able to utilize that to do what your mission is here on the planet. Starseeds have very specific missions. They're different for different starseeds, but they're very specific. There's a reason why that you came here. Okay, you have a different vibrational mission than some of the earth workers, than some of the angelics that come here, that the elementals, and some of you may have a combination of that. So you have to actually be that open receptivity is just huge.
And we are like what you call special forces, spec ops. One person's the head, the other's the arm, the other's the other arm, the leg, the body. And as long as we work together in a symbiotic relationship to complete the mission that we're here for, mission accomplished. And what is the mission? I always hear that. Why am I here? What's the mission? Mission is, we came here a long, long ways away to do something that's never been in the whole of the universe. And that is to raise an entire consciousness of an entire planet. No pressure. But that's why you're here. And you are a shining example of that. We are here to be those examples. Many of us have been here lifetimes, aeons of time. And we keep coming back here for some reason. Anyway, I'm kidding. So I've been here a while, and a lot of us want to go home. But the only way we can do that is if you do your part. Because we're all in this together. This bigger blue ball in the sky.
And your mission is not my mission, is not his mission, is not Ryan's mission, is not, everyone has a different mission, but that's not to say that when we come together, yes, look at the amazing power that we have as a group, as consciousness together. And speaking of that, when you actually come in contact with your own family, because when you become awakened to being a starseed, that is going to be one of the first things that's going to go through your mind is, how do I find people that are like me? How do I find people that understand?
You raise your vibration and they find you.
So yes, that's
a lot easier than you think.
As soon as you actually start having those thoughts coming through, like, I want to find some people that resonate with me and that I can get, and they get me, me and don't think I'm weird or crazy or whatever, that because you put that thought process out, what is going to come in, right? So as we think, so shall it be. So when you put those thought patterns out, you watch in your life, it will start showing up into your life. And different people will start coming in, which means some of the old people that didn't really work for you anymore, and I mean, meaning they didn't uplift you, they didn't, they weren't supportive of you, they kept putting you down and thinking you're crazy and weird. Some of that energy has to move out so the new people can come in. And that's not always pleasant, but it is one of the very, very common and first things that starseeds have to go through in order to shift out of 3D and bring into the 5D and above kind of energies and frequencies.
You must remove the weeds of harm from the whole in order to bring in a fresh crop. And that's why sometimes people will pass away in your life. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, family. Sometimes that will fade away from you because you're coming to a whole different reality that unfortunately they don't have any concept of that. But many are at their own level and what they want to do, and allow them that. Because they're here to do their walk and you're here to do your walk. You can't do theirs for them anymore, they can do, yours for you. So the bottom line is, once you start down that path, and once you start awakening that beautiful self of you, you're going to start attracting all kinds of other brethren and sisters around you. They're in the same boat. And then you're going to realize you're not as alone as you thought. Holy crap, I've got a lot of, wow, I had no idea. Right in your own school, right in your own work, in your town, and the list goes on and on and on.
And do you think that because maybe you're not open and maybe you haven't been open and talking about it, that maybe you think that other people could be the same way? So once you start opening, you might have people think you're weird, but then you're going to have those people that go, hey, I feel that way too, but I didn't want to say anything. I was afraid to say something, and then all of a sudden you connect, and it's like you would have never done that had you not actually spoken your truth and spoken up. So
actually, that's a good topic to go right into our questions.
Do you want to talk about our questions first? Or the Okay, session first.
Yeah, let's talk about our questions.
Okay.
We promise our last video that if you send in your questions, we'll answer them to the best of our capability. Okay, so that's just it. All right.
Now, this is from our last YouTube video, which was the What is the Starseed video.
Okay, so this is from Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina. Thanks for being here. I have a question. When I get the chance to practice astral, I have loud apartment neighbors. When it is quiet, I get to the point where my whole body vibrates and I can hear songs chattering. Is this FM or AM frequencies I'm picking up? Are there specific stones I can hold or surround myself with to make this process a little less scary? Blah, blah, blah. Also, I continue my dream diary. If I continue my dream diary and daily reality checks to achieve better lucidity in dream time, will this enhance my astral experience? Thanks again, Tina. Well, Tina, first I'll tell you, it's definitely not FM or AM frequencies. Remember, there are many frequencies in the universe, not just our little FM and AM. Let's look at it as like 3D, 5D, 9D, whatever you want to look at. FM and AM are more like 2D, linear, okay? What you're tapping into when you're out there are frequencies, some are lower, but some are higher. But even the lower frequencies that are out there are higher than the ones that are here in the density of this planet, okay? Make sense? So, any thoughts?
Well, I was going to say that when you asked about stones, specific stones, there are a few that I could suggest that are really good for dreaming and for lucid dreaming. Danburite, this is called Danburite, and that's a really good one for lucid dreaming. And their scolasite is also good, as well as dioptase. These are all dreaming stones for different various purposes. Now, if you actually are feeling fear over what it is, the FM frequencies, that question, and wanting something that will keep you grounded, you may want to try actually some grounding stones like black tourmaline, hematite. There's a lot of times I actually have a big rock of hematite that I actually sleep at. It's like at the foot of my bed.
Smoky quartz also,
and
which
smoky
dispels
quartz.
negative
Yeah,
energy.
the negative energies you want to have around you, so you could have a multitude of those crystals, maybe around your head area, put them on your pillow and things like that, because that could really help to ground you while you're, bringing in some of these other lucid dreaming stones and crystals as well.
Indeed.
So,
Can you read the next one?
yeah, and I want to just say one more thing on that about the dream diary. Yeah, dream diaries are huge. I've been keeping a dream diary since I was this big, and it's really, really helpful to enhance your dreams as well as your dream recall, I should say. So continuing to work with your dream diary actually helps you to decipher your dreams as well. And one thing I always suggest with this, going through when you're dreaming, and it's not always the ideal to just go into the astral. I want to go into the astral plane, because as we know, the astral plane can have all sorts of stuff in it, good and bad, okay? The duality. So you want to be careful with trying to go into the astral plane. I would suggest going there purposely until you're really ready to do that. So that would be one thing. But I also want to say is just when you write your dream diary, a good thing to do is to rewrite it or reread it, and then circle the important things that stood out, and then you can kind of put the pieces together by the things that stood out.
Yes.
There's a lot of things in your dreams. Pick out the thing that really creates the emotional response or reaction, and then you can pick those pieces together on what that actually means for you.
Remember, your guides, your teachers, and your angelics that work with you, the different masters that are out there, universal law states you're not allowed to infiltrate another's society or their life stream without saying given permission. But even still, you're not allowed to directly come in contact with you, but indirectly, absolutely, through dreams and things like that. So, thanks so much, Tina.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. This is a question from John Magnusson, if I pronounce that right. Hi, John.
Hey, John.
Okay, hello. So I'm a mystic angelic elemental in Doreen Virtue realm system. I have never been off planet as physical, elemental, or angelic entity.
In this life.
Star people come across as weird to me, but I probably seem weird to them. I'm very grateful that they have come to Gaia to help heal her and raise her vibration. We have been disconnected from our star siblings for so long. So my question is, how can I work with the various star or galactic energy, codes, entities, etc.? There are certain star races that I worked with as priestess in Lemuria, Atlantis, and ancient Egypt, Sirius. Would Sirius be a good place to start? Blessings and light to you.
Well, I would say to that, John, that when you speak of being Gaian, because it is a race of beings, Gaians, that's one life. That would be this lifetime. Now, obviously, you have starseed in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. Just saying. There are no accidents. Okay? And to understand that the symbiotic relationship that we have, this is known as the Jewel of Terra. And star beings came from light years away to assist Gaia into the rejuvenation of this world. This world is unique among all of the universes, because not only does it have mind, body, spirit, emotionality, but it has more water than most planets, more resources than most planets. There's so much going on here. And we're honored to be here by your side doing the work. But never forget, this is just this lifetime. And the reason you're drawn to those things, because you also have family on the other side as well, of star beings and star lineage.
And I also want to say that when you're asking about wanting to connect with other races and other beings, definitely the Egyptian influence is Syrian. I mean, Syrians were here, and actually the Egyptian culture kind of came out of that. So they are sort of the predecessors of the Egyptians. So definitely the Syrians are very powerful beings to work with, as well as they're very, very powerful beings for earth gridding, like Stanza Bear was talking about earlier. If you want to actually work with doing griddular type of work on the planet, very powerful to work with the Syrians. They're extremely knowledgeable about that and many other things.
Yo, she knows her stuff. She speaks like 14 different star languages.
Yeah, and
so,
maybe,
yeah.
I don't know, you can speak Syrian right now, but
maybe,
not.
maybe more.
The other thing is that the Pleiadians are another civilization or species of culture that I feel has that sort of Lemurian Atlantean feel. They've been here probably the longest of like any of them, and they are very powerful to work with for I want to say the softer side of the energies, because their energies are much more soothing. They're very artistic and creative, and those energies are great to work with the Pleiadians, bringing in that kind of Mother Earth sort of nature, but it's a little bit more on the soothing side, whereas I feel the Syrians are much more like, you know, they have a very more direct and very assertive type of energy. So that's just, those are definitely good places to start, I would say.
Joan, we're honored for your question. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you for honoring us, even though we might seem a little weird, and we are, but it's okay.
Being weird's a good thing.
It's all good.
Being normal, boring. Weird, out of the box, good.
Exactly.
Normal, boring.
Okay, so
right.
I guess we...
So, Carrie Ann. Hi, Carrie. Can you discuss integration and preparation for new life with new knowledge and the work behind it to start anew? Awesome question.
Yeah, because right now, everything needs to be new. So the old stuff how many of us have found the old patterns, the old way of thinking, the old way of doing things just are not working anymore? And so when you're starting something new and bringing in the new, it can be also very confusing, because you bring in new ideas and new innovative thoughts and technologies, and then sometimes you're left with, well, this is so new that nobody even gets it yet, okay? It's like beyond your time, so that you have to help other people to understand it first, right?
How many people in history are beyond
their time?
Beyond their time. Nikola Tesla.
Exactly.
Thomas Edison. All these people were doing things that were just so out there that half the people thought they were cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But look at what they did. They changed the entire world.
And we want to make it so that it doesn't happen until after you die. Like the artists that get all famous, you know, because their new stuff wasn't even like mainstream until after they die.
Right.
We don't want that anymore. We want the mainstream stuff to now time and be able to bring that into. So when you're trying to bring in new ideas and new things, like how do I integrate all of this, and how do I best, work with these energies? First of all, what we just said is really key to understanding that you have to have a little bit of patience with it, and not. I know it's like we want to just run outside, and, open the gate and just the floodgates come in. But be a little bit understanding of where other people are at on the planet, knowing that that may take a bit of time to shift them. So, how can you create the bridge? How can you create? That's what I would focus on, is creating that bridge that takes the old information and in some way allows the other people on the bridge to understand it, so that they could get to the other side and then have the idea be the full scope of it. So you might want to take a bit of that idea, see how it can work in 3D here, and how other people understand it. Then you can go explosive with the new ideas.
Keyword, integration. You have to integrate that which is coming in with what's going on now.
Yeah.
Admittedly, we have to get rid of the old paradigm, obviously. But for the moment, you have to integrate the new with what's going on now. Okay? How do you create a new world? Not through violence, anger, ridiculous things like that. You simply create a model that's so appealing through sustainability, through love, compassion, free energy, where people just go, wow, I want to do that. And so there you have it. Now, the next question that comes from Malia K.
Hi, Malia.
Hi, Malia. Is, hi, can you possibly speak about healing technologies that exist that may not be revealed yet, that can heal people physically on a DNA level in regards to the coming global changes?
Well, that's a loaded question. There are so many modalities that do address the DNA levels and beyond, really. But because there's even more DNA levels that we have yet to experience and to know about, more than just the 12, more than just the 24, and I think even more than 33, right? It's gone, I don't know how.
I recently discovered that, through some of my colleagues, that there's actually within our star being self 72 strand DNA.
72.
72.
So it's
which
even
is the
higher
highest
than
level that you can achieve is a 72 strand. So you see what I'm talking about when I say here in little Muggleville, in the 2D, 3D realm, they say, oh no, we only have 2 strands. Oh no, they would be very inaccurate on that. We have many more than that, okay? And we're just now dipping into the proverbial galactic pot, so to speak.
Yeah, like we said, it's just a huge amount of information that's coming out and coming into other people's healing modalities. Okay, we've heard about a DNA, holographic DNA, this, that, DNA restructurization, which is what Stands with Bear does. And these type of things are actually taking to the next level. So they're actually addressing so much more than just our regular Reiki hands-on type of healing, which is not to mention, amazing in itself. But in some ways, we need to actually step beyond that and go to those other healing modalities that go beneath the subatomic levels and attach to our galactic selves so that we can release to that.
I think words have power, but I think energy is more powerful. Okay? Hold that just for a second. Just a little tidbit for you, okay? Yeah, Astoria. Ieri al serena alla sotros elemi anderia satiera casuno ma anderia rasunteria in Syria. Felt that, didn't you? You know why? Because energy has no limitation. Energy is boundless, infinite, just like you. All that made the heavens and the stars and the universes resides within you. Never forget that. Never forget that. A demonstration.
An energetic elemental.
This energetic element.
Well, it's true, and these are energy balls that, by the way, that he's creating energy balls, but they're actually orbs of energy that have a lot of power.
Silent energy.
They actually transmit into your own physical form and go beyond that. They're like little scrubbing bubbles. That's how I used to work with the orbs a lot. So they reminded me of the little scrubbing bubbles.
Yes.
That commercial of like the little bubbles that go down the drain. Well, these little tiny particles break apart and they go inside of your own body, and
Yes.
they know exactly where to go for what is going on with you, what ailment and what's out of balance, and they surround that area and put it back into harmony.
I remember last time, too short ago, I told you about the Tibetan master that I met in Hawaii, and he told me about some amazing things that the masters do. Now, you've seen the cartoons like Dragon Ball Z, one of my faves, Super Saiyan, like that, or how about Street Fighter, when Ryu or Ken create their ball of energy. Those came from the imagination of other people. But was it imagination? Or was it truly reality? That reality is in this little muggle popsicle suit. We're not capable of those things. But if you step out of that, step outside of that, outside of this box, it's infinite. And you can do exactly those things. How do you think we battle when we're out of body? How many times you woke up in the morning and have bruises and just feel like you're swinging a freaking sword all night? You know why? Because you have. We've been out there battling, doing our work. And you think that your multidimensional self is just you here, and this is your little minuscule life? Many are working with homeless people, drug addiction. Let's not forget this
Celebrity Assistance Program.
Celebrity Assistance Program.
Yeah, how many of you have dreams of celebrities that you've never met, not even really have any interest or any draw to necessarily, but you have them in your dreams. And how many of you have recurring dreams with the same celebrities even?
Exactly.
Why do you think that is? Because you're actually assisting them.
Which is the Celebrity Assistance Program.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you know, it's like a lot of celebrities, we actually know that they have some trouble with assimilating how to deal with all the fame and fortune and everything and be here and not, you know, kind of get spun out of control. And a lot of us that really, maybe we're not famous or whatever, but we don't have that same issue. We know how to actually help them to cope with it, end up working with them in the dream state.
Ha!
So,
remember the movie Men in Black? You think maybe that was an accident that it showed all those celebrities that they talk about not being from here?
yeah, I mean, and look at the celebrities and how they actually look in the face. You can actually see their starseed selves, even just in their facial features. I mean, there's so many of them that actually have that, where you can like, wow, that person looks like an alien, right? And they even play in alien movies. Like, we love Sigourney Weaver, right? An alien. I mean, she's such a starseed, and she looks like starseed. She even plays in these kind of alien type movies. So,
first and foremost, we don't call them aliens.
Extraterrestrials
We
or
don't call them aliens.
friends.
Because aliens is to alienate you from them.
Yeah, the movie was called Alien, but
Right.
they're not aliens. They're actually
A dear
star
friend
friends.
that started the Star Knowledge, Chief Golden White Eagle, said that in front of an entire panel of people. Stop calling them aliens. They're our brothers. They're our sisters. And to say alien, you're alienating yourself from them. Okay? So let's just call
Extraterrestrials is
them.
okay though.
How about family?
Family.
Just family.
Star family.
Star family. Star
So anyways, yeah, so there are many different modalities to the healing and the new healings and the DNA healings. And we actually
Which
have something to share with you
Do.
on that topic. Which is a great lead into that, is that we have our own type of co-creative healing, which is called
actually activational co-creative therapy, or ACT.
ACT.
Right. Now see, we're just being real with y'all. Okay, we're gonna have a little teleprompter, reason up, but I'm going old school, okay? Right here, old school.
And plus the fact that we do so many things within this particular session that is joint between myself and Stan's with Bear, we can't even remember them all because there's just a lot of different things that we do.
I know.
So we wanted to read that off so that you understand what we will do in this session.
Right.
For you, if you choose to work with us it's generally about up to a 2-hour session, and it can be actually done via Skype, in person, or phone. Okay?
So, with that being said, once again, what we do is called activational co-creative therapy. ACT, which is what you need to do, is ACT. Okay. So we do, some of the things we do are vibrational sensory healing, celestial messages, star lineage or light language transmissions, energetic, etheric, and physical scanning, holographic remapping, and soulpathic readings.
We're not done.
We're not done. We're just getting started.
We actually do also oracle readings, or intuitive readings, oracle readings, and
Speaking of Oracle, oh, what's this? What's that?
speaking of that,
What?
I have just, I'm going to say it soon, coming soon. Oops. See, it's so excited, it just had to jump out at you almost. I'm going to be launching my own oracle deck, okay? This is of all my artwork and all the energetic pieces, vibrational activational pieces that are all going to be in this deck. It's called Magical Dimensions
That's
Oracle
right.
Deck. And
How cool is it that Lightstar
Awesome.
has her own freaking Oracle deck? Awesome.
it's really, really cool.
Awesome.
And it's going to be soon launched, so just a preliminary. We've seen, this is the prototype. I have it pretty soon, but this is the back. So we'll go really close. That's the back side of the card. And the flip side will give you a little view of one card. This is, they're all going to be similar, but this one is called the Wisdom. But that is soon coming. And yes, very excited about
The
my
angels are singing
Magical
right now.
Dimensions Oracle deck. Okay, this is not your typical Oracle deck. Okay, it's not the same as all the others because these images are extremely activating. They will change you. Okay, it's not, you do a reading, you do a layout, and it's very intuitive. Okay, there are words on the cards, but when you do the layouts and you do your own layouts intuitively, you better be ready because
if anyone knows us, they know we are definitely not typical.
Yeah, they will change you. Okay, they will.
Yes.
They will actually get into your psyche and kind of make the shifts that you need to make. So
We actually tested these several times on ourselves with friends. Dead on accurate. I've never seen an oracle deck so freaking accurate. It blows me away. So
yeah,
once
they're
again,
really excited about that.
check it.
So-
Check it. What's up? What's up? Oh my God! How awesome is that? It's pretty cool when your girlfriend has her own oracle deck. That's all I'm saying.
So we'll be using that in sessions as well. So to continue, we also do chakra balancing and regeneration. We do destiny path alignments to get you aligned on your soul's purpose. Visionary regression. We also do cellular and etheric repair. We do oracle cleansing, health and wellness readings, and we also combined with a dear friend who actually has this amazing thing. We're calling it the Soul Mirror, and it's a comprehensive 14-page report, which is going to be an additional option. You can choose it or not have it in the session, but it gives you so much information, pulls in astrology from Western, Eastern, Mayan, your archetype, everything about your name. It's so many different, your coordinates.
Big props.
It's a really,
to
really
Stefan.
great, yeah. So Stefan created this product and service, and it's just absolutely phenomenal, great place to start. So this is what we're actually all about, and we're so excited to actually bring
Yes.
this as a co-session with both of us because we've done this for quite a while, and we really want to offer that more to people because sometimes, it's hard to choose, okay? Santa Bear or Light Star. And
Right.
now you don't have to choose, which is a nice thing.
That's why we have co-creative healing.
Yes.
It's not it's not only co-creative with you, but it's co-creative with the Creator. And that's why we can present all these wonderful things to
And
you.
we use all the energies. We use elemental energy and magic. We use angelic. We also use galactic. So we kind of cover
Indeed.
all bases in this session because we'll do so many different things depending on you and your individual situation. We always
Yep.
tailor it obviously to what's going on specifically for you.
That's right. Once we jump into your live stream, woo, surf's up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, so this is something that if you want and you're interested in working with us, it's a great way to do that. And you can contact us about the session via either one of our contact pages, which is lightstarcreations.com or
Standswithfair.com. And then this place.
and StarseedAllianceInternational.com.
There you go.
Just contact us via our contact form, or you can also check us out and communicate with us on Facebook, either one of our Facebook
Right.
pages or whatever social media sites we're on, or post a comment here. And again, with the comments, thank you for your questions. So we hope we've addressed those as well in the video.
Right.
And we encourage you to also continue to put your questions in the comment section of this video, where you can send them to us via contact form, whatever, and we will address those questions in our next videos.
And I just want to reiterate, is that the word?
Iterate.
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 You notice how we always make up words as Starseed? We always do that, like validified. That's totally a word to me. But most people are like, that's not a word. Yes, it is. Validated, identified, validified. Makes perfect sense, right?
So iterate is just short for
Okay. So anyway, my point being is, for those of you that are just now watching this video, Lightstar and myself are the co-creators of Starseed Alliance International. Starseed for Starseed. That's what we're doing. Now we're not, this isn't like a club where you got to be this high and then you can get in. It's not like that, okay? If you only can ride the ride if you're this tall. No, this is invite for everybody on the planet. Even though there's Starseed here and there are those that are human or different origins, things like that, we're all one huge family. Okay, and with that said, I want you to know some exciting things that are coming up, all right? I'm working on doing some Starseed apparel, Starseed Alliance International. Now check this out. You see these hands here at the bottom?
Well, I don't think you can see that.
Well, I don't know if you can see that, but
It's okay.
anyway, the hands are a part of Starseed.
Don't matter.
I have an idea for like some cool t-shirts and whatnot, and we'll see what the whatnot is later on, okay? I can't reveal everything because then they would be boring and contrite, and I don't do that. So I guess you'll just have to see what is in our little galactic box. Coming up.
So yes, we're very excited about all sorts of things coming up.
Right.
And we hope we've addressed your questions, and new questions, please send them in.
Right.
We just love you guys. We want to give as much support as we possibly can here via what we do and to help you. So please contact us, either one of us, with any questions or anything that you would like to share.
Absolutely.
And
don't forget, I'm stanswithbear.com.
lightstarcreations.com.
And do me a favor, you see that subscribe button? Click it. Hit the subscribe button. And tell all your friends about us, because we have a lot more coming up.
Thanks so much, you guys.
Have a night.
Blessings.